Live from Costa Rica, it's Rythmia Live once again. Hi there. Just trying to set up my phone here to see what's going on. Welcome everybody, whoever everybody is right now. 2 people, welcome. Just waiting for a little bit of crowd to emerge. 5. Let's see how fast we can get this going. It's telling me, Michelle May, who else? Different people, Kimberly Zellers, Mickey May, Elite Mahas. I don't know how to say it. Hello, excellent. We got Philip saying thank you. Lori Parks, McCulloch, Jenny Greer, Angela Braziel, Mad Monkey Vida, excellent. Some great folks on today. This is the Rythmia Live Breathwork Edition, coming to you live from Costa Rica. Sunny and hot, hasn't changed much since last week. Pretty much the same temperature, pretty much the same sun, pretty much the same amount of wind, pretty much the same amount of people sitting by the pool, relaxing, getting sun. So Scott says, hey, Linda, hello from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's it. Let me know where you're all coming from, just like Linda just did. I love to see where we're reaching out to. And while we're waiting for the numbers to rise, we're at 31. We're pretty much about at last week's numbers. 29, 30, 32. Tennessee, Jenny's from Tennessee, excellent. Phoenix, Arizona. Lori's from Phoenix, great. California, Oceanside, hey, Justin, that's right in my neighborhood. I lived in Encinitas, so we're about 15 minutes away from each other, basically. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Orlando, Florida. Mad Monkey is from Be Seeing Me Soon, from moving to Nuevo Arenal, excellent. Leaving Long Beach. Well, that's how I had to do it too. It's like choose between 2 paradises, basically. California, Southern California, or here. You see which one won for me. Finland, all right. Tiina, hopefully that's how we say it. And we had a guy here from Finland. Do you know him? His name's escaping me right now, but really great guy. Chuck Hightower from Chicago. Welcome back, Chuck. And Gig Harbor, Washington. Chicago as well from Dana. Gina from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Excellent. All right. Well, we got our numbers up pretty high. 45 this week. It's I think broke last week's record, but we had an all-time high of 200 at the beginning of the year. It's when everybody's all gung-ho and ready. So let's wait. No, 51, we got up. While we're waiting, if you've never been to Rythmia before, press your like or your hearts to go across the screen, okay? Never been to Rythmia before. I want to see who of you are responding to that. If you've never been to Rythmia before. Oh, there's a few hearts and likes. Excellent there. A few are coming across the screen. Jason's back there. Greetings from London. Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Excellent. Costa Rica sounds great right about now. Yes, Dana, it is great. Wow. So look, it's a lot of good, a lot of people coming up who haven't been before. All right, so clear those out. You can stop those, and then I want to see some likes and hearts. I'll have to wait for those to peter out here. Likes and hearts from those who have been to Rythmia before, those who have been here before and are tuning in just because they know how great it is and what kind of wisdom we got here. All right, so now we got a bunch of hearts there too. It's really kind of hard to tell if these are people doing it multiple times or whether there's that many people. I love one person always got this flower. Who's the one that sends the flower across? Because I've never seen that as an option, but I always see it come up. Jenny, number one on my bucket list, visit Rythmia. Beautiful, Jenny. And Kathy just joined. Hey, we just became Facebook friends too. Welcome, Kathy. Linda Mooney Corsentino going to Rythmia in April. Excellent, Linda. Hopefully I'll see you. Falls Church by Tom. I used to live in Fairfax there, if we're talking Virginia, I'm assuming. And Dana's a newbie here. Excellent, Dana. Welcome. All right, everybody. So we are at 60, 55 in that range. So we got a good crowd today. So welcome to Rythmia Live Breathwork Edition. My name is R. Christian Minson. R. Christian Minson, the Breathflow Wellness. I am a certified transformational breath facilitator, senior trainer with the Transformational Breath Foundation for the last 11 years. Shared this work all over the world, Europe, Mexico, Canada, and of course the good old US of A. I am the resident breathwork instructor here at Rythmia, and I was a former monk for 10 years prior to all my breathwork lifestyle here. A monk, that's right, in a meditative order for 10 years. That will come into play with today's topic. I'm also a speaker and an author. I am a contributing author to this book in the background, Align, Expand, and Succeed, Shifting the Paradigm of Entrepreneurial Success. That's the book on conscious business, merging business and consciousness, entrepreneurship and consciousness. And I mention that because you can get it here at Rythmia when you come. It's something a lot of people come here, discover that their new path is to dive into business in a more conscious way. So this book can be a great adjunct to that. I do also want to mention first, Shit the Moon Said, Jerry Powell's book, CEO of Rythmia. Jerry Powell wrote Shit the Moon Said, and we mention this now because there's a contest going on. How would you like to win a free trip to Rythmia? All you have to do is take a picture of you with the book, something like this, and then write a little review down below, a testimonial of how great you think it is, and add the hashtag Shit the Moon Said. All right, that's shit with an I and not with the little asterisks here. But hashtag Shit the Moon Said. Do this on Facebook or Instagram. All right, we're on Facebook now, so all of you know how to use Facebook. But if you post that, we're choosing one winner a week, one person a week through April 1st to win a trip, a free trip to Rythmia right here, all expenses paid. That's a pretty valuable proposition. All you got to do is get here. What was I going to say about that? Oh, I just saw the faces of the first two winners this week. If you're on the mailing list, they sent out, in anticipation of this Facebook Live, they sent out the faces of the first two winners. So it is real, it is happening, and it could happen to you. So get the book, take a picture, write a little testimonial, hashtag it with Shit the Moon Said, and pretty soon you may be here and greeting me in person. All right, so R. Christian Minson here. The topic today is, can breathwork replace meditation? Can breathwork replace meditation? And Jenny, congratulations, Amira. I think she is, yes. And I just won the free trip. Amira just won, that's right. Excellent. That's so it's real. You know what's happening. And she's still on here getting prepared. Do you know when you're coming yet, Amira? Would love to know and be able to greet you. Definitely say hi when you get here. Kathy's coming from Dallas, Texas. Amira, of course, excellent book. And even more excellent for you since it won you a free trip. Mira, last week of May. Oh, great time to come. Do you give out free Rythmia ticket passes? Asen, we just told you how to get on free. Buy this book, Shit the Moon Said. Post a picture of you with it. Write a little testimonial and hashtag it, Shit the Moon Said. All right? That's your best chance of getting a free Rythmia ticket pass. All right, so back to our topic today. Can breathwork replace meditation? This is really looking at the spiritual dimension of breathwork this week. If you've been with me in the past, you know the breathwork works on multiple dimensions of our being: the physical dimension, the mental and emotional dimension, and ultimately the spiritual dimension of our being. This topic, as I mentioned, I was a former monk. I was a monk in a spiritual order where we practiced meditation for about 4.5 hours each day. So that's 4.5 hours broken up during the day, but on average, we were meditating 4.5 hours each day. On Sunday, we had a long meditation that lasted 6 hours, and then we meditate later on in the evening as well. So, as you might surmise, I have a lot of experience with meditation. And this is really formal meditation practice. Meditation that came from India. Techniques that came from the East and were brought here by a spiritual master. And as such, there's a special place in my heart for formal meditation practices. And so this is really where we're getting into this topic today. Can breathwork replace meditation? Let's just see. Earth Day is May 20th. Bringing with you, Mira. Great. Meditation is designed to do many things, but the main thing it's designed to do is connect us with our higher power, with God, with our Creator, however you visualize that, the universal energy. By sitting in meditation and practicing, especially particular techniques, not just or relaxation and all that, which is a lot of what it's used for today, but its primary purpose, why it was developed, was to connect us to our higher power. Of course, in that connection, we find that a lot of clarity of mind comes, a lot of emotional release can come, or emotional awareness at least. We find that a lot of physical calmness comes, stress reduction, and like I said, that's a lot of what our whole mindfulness movement these days is really focused on, is reducing stress, bringing more calmness into our being. And so the question is, can breath work replace meditation? Now, I was a monk for 10 years. I've also been a breath worker for 10 years. As I mentioned in the beginning, transformational breath facilitator and trainer for the last 11 years. And so I know a lot about how breath work works too. And we're really going to look at both. Now, breath work provides a lot of the same results that meditation does. The calmness, the tranquility, the clarity of mind. It also provides emotional release, and it can connect us to our higher power, or that spiritual essence of who we are. Plus, I think what a lot of people really love about breathwork is what I call the bells and whistles. The bells and whistles are those things those fantastical experiences that happen during the breathwork. Like, you might be overcome with a wave of vibration. You might just feel your whole body buzzing, and that might feel just very blissful. You might see geometric patterns, the sacred geometry of life. You may feel yourself flying through the stratosphere in outer space, visiting planets. You might sense the presence of an angel or spirit guide with you. You may get messages or hear words of something that you really need to understand. So these these are what I call, I said, the bells and whistles. They're not necessarily what meditation is all about. Meditation can sometimes come with those, but more often than not, it's more like the marathon approach. It's the daily life approach to conscious elevation, consciousness elevation. Whereas the moon, and shit the moon said here, the moon told Jerry that when Jerry had his revelatory experience, his awakening, so to speak, he asked the moon, how else can you get here besides the plant medicine that he had taken? And the moon said, always, including death. In fact, death is usually our transitional experience, our experience into our higher self, our soul self. So, but the moon told Jerry that there's two shortcuts, and the two shortcuts were plant medicine and breath work. All right, so plant medicine and breath work are shortcuts to this experience of gaining access to our higher consciousness. Now, shortcuts are all well and good, and they can provide us an opening. I was just talking to somebody today who followed the path of Ram Dass. Anybody, if you know Ram Dass, send some hearts and likes across the page. Ram Dass and Timothy Leary were the ones who pioneered the research into LSD in the late 60s. And then then Ram Dass, through that, went the spiritual route and got a spiritual guru. And my life kind of follows that same thing. I actually had a spiritual awakening through psychedelics early on, and that led me to dig deeper. Knowing that, and why I bring that up was somebody was saying that Ram Dass said that psychedelics will open that window for you. They'll show you what is possible, but then there's still work to do. And a lot of people know who I'm talking about there. Thanks for those likes and things. Does breath work entail hyperventilating? We'll talk about that in a minute there, Chuck. But so Ram Dass was saying that they'll open the window, but there's still work to do. And really, so breath work and plant medicine open that window for you. But just because you open the window doesn't mean that it doesn't shut again at some point in time, right? So really, our life process is about keeping that window open. And that's why meditation is so important, or continued practice of breath work and or plant medicine. In the form of plant medicine, we have, I don't see if I had it here, but we offer something for people to take home that's like a tincture. It's like a homeopathic dose of the plant medicine, which can help you stay in the vibrational field of the relationship with that plant medicine. So that's another way. But really, what we're saying is that there's work to do beyond the window opening. All right. But as far as so let's go over real quick. Let me tune in to things. Aaron, Len, all right. Just because you open the window doesn't mean that it doesn't shut. I can attest to that. Excellent, Aaron. And Aaron's a good friend who was here pretty much about a year ago this time. This is when I first arrived here at Rythmia a year ago. And I went back home, and I came back here more full-time as of November. But welcome, Aaron. And Isabel says, saving up to go soon. I can't wait to be a part of the wonderful experience and be a better me. And you can pretty much count on that happening, Isabel. We just found out our miracle rate has gone up to 95.6%. 95.6% of the people who come here report that they got their miracle. 95.6% of the people who come here follow the program. And that's the important part. You've got to follow the program. Do what, attend all your plant medicine ceremonies. Do the classes that we have. Attend your breathwork ceremonies. And when you do follow the program, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to get the miracle that you came here for. Thanks, Isabella. Can breathwork not be considered a form of meditation in many forms? Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about here. To love family and friends is the greatest form of meditation, and give something of our undivided attention to something is also a form of meditation. Yeah, so we're, as you say, Asen, there's, when we stretch out the definition of meditation, there's all sorts of forms. I'm coming today at it from a little bit more strict definition of that meditation. Again, coming from that lifestyle of a monk, having spent years in formal meditation and really, cluing into what it can give you. But ultimately, let's put it this way: even meditation is just a practice, right? It's a practice for our whole life to be of one continuous blissful state of consciousness, right? Even as we're going through the ups and downs of emotional waves and trials and tribulations, we can still hold deep in our heart and our consciousness this sense of blissful awareness. And that's ultimately life as meditation, okay? So even formal meditation is just a practice to get us to that point. And so to your point, anything that helps bring us there is ultimately a meditation. Now, Chuck was saying, does breathwork entail hyperventilating? This question was asked last week, and breathwork done properly does not entail hyperventilating. Okay, you do not hyperventilate in the transformational breath technique. Now, that being said, as you breathe, you're breathing faster, and you're getting some sensations that you may have experienced if you've ever hyperventilated. The difference being hyperventilation throws you off balance. It throws the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen out of balance in your system, and if that stays out of balance too long, you eventually pass out. And all that is your body, your intelligent body, regulating your mind, which in that moment is causing you to do something that the body doesn't like. The body essentially pulls the plug on the mind and says, hey, you're not doing things right. We're rebooting, essentially. Makes you pass out. Then the body can go back to, a form of breathing that's going to help you come to again and recognize, oh, I was doing something not so right. So the main thing in hyperventilation is that we expel too much carbon dioxide, all right? And that comes from if you blow your exhale, if you really try to get rid of all that exhale, you're probably going to hyperventilate. This technique has an exhale that's just a relaxed sigh. You're taking in a full inhale, but then a relaxed exhale. So that relaxed exhale is what helps you prevent yourself from hyperventilating. Yeah, all right, good. So let's look. Whoa, we got some more. I don't know why. Sometimes this scrolls up and sometimes it doesn't. Tincture is a godsend, Angela says. Excellent. So keep using it, and know that you can get that in what we call our Rythmia Life package, which is our aftercare package that you can go home with as an option. Catherine Miller. What did you say? Me too. Ready to receive my miracle. What do the other 4.5% say? You know what the other 4.5% say? This is who don't get their miracle. They're usually the first to come back here. They're usually the first to come back, and most of them say that still Rythmia was one of the best experiences of their life. Even if they feel like they didn't get what they considered their miracle, they still feel like this was a pivotal experience in their life. And then there's a few that just don't, can't be happy no matter what. And so even the Rythmia experience isn't able to crack that. But by and large, people leave in a satisfied way, because it's work you not do. It's unlike any work that you've ever done before, and it is hard work. We want to make that clear, but it's the hardest work you'll ever be thankful that you did. Sarah, hi. Hi, Christian. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Lori Baker, can't wait to come back. Oh, I can't wait to get you back, you and Mike, right? You're getting better at breathwork. Good. See, we send you home with a way to practice what we call 100 breaths to joy, which is a 5-minute breathwork practice. Maybe I'll do that in one of these future breathwork Facebook Lives. Chuck, thank you. So you don't need to you don't need to be medically cleared for breathwork. You still need to be medically checked out. The doctor will still come and check you out when we do our all breathwork weeks, which will start happening in May. Once a week, 1 week out of the month will be pure breath medicine, no plant medicine. So if you can't be cleared for plant medicine, that is the week for you to come here to Rythmia. Nina, did you go through the Rythmia program yourself, including plant medicine? Yeah, what did it give you, and what stayed with you? I'm worried that we go through plant medicine and after coming back home, back to our old selves. So let me answer that in a sec. I work in a basement level hospital, couldn't get the live feed. Want to say hello. Excellent. Keval too. Hey, Keval. Hey, Christian, from UK. All right, Nina. So yes and no. I haven't gone through the full program because I've been working here the whole time. So I haven't gone 4 nights in a row. I have done about 17 plant medicine ceremonies, and of course I teach the breathwork, and I've gone through a lot of the breathwork. I go to all the classes because I teach a lot of them too. When Jerry's not available, I teach his classes. And so I can say that yes, it's a two-edged sword. We're talking about this today. Rythmia gives you in a week the kind of experiences that probably you have in a year, right? It like compacts the growth. It's accelerated growth period. But if you know anything about life, which by your question you do, life is a continuous process, right? We don't ever do anything. Let's say you're a violin player. Say you practice violin, 16 hours a day for 1 week. Well, you get really good. You can get pretty good by the end of that week. But then you say you never practice violin again. Are you going to retain all that you developed in that week? Probably not. All right, so this is the same thing here. Rythmia gives you an experience that is a power punch that changes people's lives. It basically changes your perspective, your paradigm, and it gives people often a new lease on life. But that lease, then, you are, to use that lease analogy, you are leasing life from that point on. So if you leased a house and you never cleaned it, that house is eventually going to get dirty again and look like the ghetto that you moved out of. If we're talking about this idea of moving up in the world. And then moving up in our consciousness. So you have to continually clean the house to stay in that mind space, all right? And that's one of the reasons why we offer the Rythmia Life program aftercare. It's another reason why people come back, rebook, to get a dusting, to clean off, or to go deeper and stay in that vibrational field. And that's also why people connect with others who were in their group at Rythmia, or others, in the Rythmia community at large, because they know that helping each other, reminding each other to stay on the path is vital. So hopefully that answers your question, Nina. That it is a little unique in that it seems like Jerry takes pride in collecting statistics, and he has surveyed people 3 months, 6 months, 9 months out from the date of their leaving, And they report, 95% of those people report that their miracle has stuck, that the change has stayed with them during that time. All right, so I'm not going to pull the wool over your eyes and say it doesn't take extra work and effort. An effortless life is an unreality. All right, anybody who thinks that they can do anything for a week and then go back and have clear sailing for the rest of their lives is fooling themselves. Life is a process of efforting. In fact, it's in that effort that we continue to evolve. Somebody said something about life being a series. A happy life is when you overcome real challenges. True happiness is overcoming real challenges in life. Think about that. Somebody here said that last week, and it stuck with me. True happiness is overcoming real challenges in your life. So just saying, if you don't have any challenges in your life, you actually, that happiness starts to get eaten away. So we have to have challenges, but it's the overcoming those challenges, continuing to put ourselves in, that keeps us growing, evolving, and feeling happy. So the Rythmia experience will challenge you like you've never been challenged before. So that's that's the good news and also the hard news. And so when you go back, you will be a different person, and maybe you don't have to work as hard as you would have had to before, but you still do have to work hard at it. All right. So hopefully that answers that for you. Yeah. Thanks, Nina. Good. Angela, I love breathwork so much that I want to take your course in May. Great. I hope you will come out. I'm doing a course at the end of May back in San Diego. That's what she's talking about. What does breathwork provide that meditation doesn't? All right, let's talk about this. Back to our subject really here. So formal meditation is really, when we talk about formal meditation, we're really working on doing certain techniques. And formal meditation comes with a certain amount of discipline. We call that titiksha in Sanskrit. It's a disciplining the body, disciplining the mind, so that those two things don't get in the way of our direct access to spirit. So it requires you to sit up straight. The spine has to be straight overall. Usually the legs are on the ground, or you might be sitting in lotus position, with your legs crossed. You have to be absolutely still. Your body remains still, your mind, and then there's a real focus on your mind staying one-pointedly focused. Ideally, it's focused right at the spiritual eye, and that your mind stays in this space. And as it wanders off, you gently bring it back. And as it wanders off, you bring it back. But the idea is that the mind has to stay still, the body has to stay still, and then you are still enough to start to perceive the finer vibrations of spirit that start to come through you or bubble up from you. All right, so now breathwork is a lot less formal. You basically experience breathwork by lying down flat or lying a little propped up. You might be propped up at a 45-degree angle with a back jack and pillows. We don't care so much if your body is still or not. You can move your body. In fact, we have a process called toning, where you make sound and you move your you can move your body, punch the sky, punch the ground, kick your legs out. This can help move stuck energy. All right, which kind of gets into one of the things that breathwork does that perhaps meditation doesn't so much is this actually an emotional integration technique. Breathwork addresses the latent emotional energy underneath the surface. Emotions that we've stuffed down, we've repressed, we've suppressed, traumatic experiences that we locked up inside because we didn't know how to deal with them. The breathwork accesses this and brings it to the surface for integration. Now, this is different than meditation. You say, well, meditation, if it's such a high practice, why doesn't it do that? And I kind of realized in my 10 years of being a monk and practicing the meditation diligently was that the meditation assumes that that's already been taken care of. The meditation practices are a higher level practice. They're a practice for tuning you in to your higher energy centers. So it's assuming that a lot of this lower level work has already been done. In fact, in the ancient times, these meditation practices weren't even revealed to people before they had done a tremendous amount of self-development first. But as the lore and stories go, the meditation, the masters decided to bring these techniques to the masses because they found that it could still benefit from them, even if they weren't, at the level that normally they would introduce these techniques to. But that's one of the interesting points, is that I really saw that meditation assumes that you've already done your emotional clearing work. And so if you haven't, which frankly I've seen that most people in the West haven't, or haven't done to an adequate level before diving into those meditations, that they need to get that work done. So breath work does that, and that's one of the things that it can do. So the other thing breath work doesn't care about so much is that your mind stays focused and still. Your mind can go wherever it goes. The main thing that you're doing is you're focusing on this repetitive flow of your breath, which basically activates the pranic energy, the life force energy within you, and that is essentially the same thing we're trying to tune into when we're doing meditation. So let me tune in here. Mary, hey Mary, hola. What's that? That's a question for another time there, Asen. So great. Continuing on, so that I think is the one place that breathwork has a leg up on meditation. Now, so in the end, can breathwork really replace meditation? And here, I think there's no cut and dried answer to that. There's not a yes or no. But after having practiced formal meditation techniques and some of the conversation that we've had here about, after having an intense experience, continuing on and not just falling back into old patterns, that life and our practices are really a long-term proposition. Okay, that we really not only are making profound changes in a short period of time, but then we are sustaining those changes and continuing to go deeper and deeper with that. And that's why meditation is the practice that ideally you do on a daily basis. If you, what was I going to say? So ideally, the breath work, in my mind, is a precursor to this formal meditation practice, meaning that we do the breath work first to bring up any discordant energies, any emotions that are sitting on the surface that need releasing, any physical energies that are a little bit out of sorts. We balance those things with a little bit of breath work first, then we go into a deeper meditation practice, and it's much easier to stay focused in the mind, stay still with the body, and make that connection. Now, there's some people who just can't meditate for whatever reason. Maybe they're just physically their back is tweaked, or a number of people just mentally can't keep their mind from even the momentary of stillness. And for those that really can't meditate, the breath work can be a suitable substitute in my mind. So that's my perspective on it. If you can meditate, breath work is an ideal precursor, cleans the pathways so that meditation can be that much more effective. If you can't meditate physically or mentally there's some blockage there, then breathwork can be an adequate substitute. And the bottom line there is, do something. Something. If breathwork is going to be the substitute, it's going to be a regular practice, all right? If not daily, every other day or as often as possible. It's the regularity that makes meditation so effective. And if you're going to be replacing meditation, then it's the regularity of breath work that's going to create that same, that same transformation that meditation can do. So, any questions on that? Let's tune in. Let's see if there's anything else. Fiona joined. Hi. Marina, hi from Kelowna, BC. Right, we have a lot of Canadians around here this time of year. A lot from Toronto, then a lot from British Columbia, and a good number from Alberta as well. So those seem to be the main areas, and I know it's cold in Canada at this time of year, so it's a great time to be coming down to Rythmia. And next on the list, California. It seems like we have a lot of people from California, myself being one of them, and of course the rest of the United States and all over the world, getting more and more world travelers here. So to wrap up, it looks like, can breathwork replace meditation? Yes and no. As I said, ideally as a precursor to meditation, but if you're not meditating, the important thing is that you be regular in some kind of practice. And I think Asen was saying earlier, if it's not breath work, if it's not meditation, make walking in the woods your meditation, or making, spending quality time with your family your meditation, or make deep contemplative prayer, something like that, your meditation. Do some kind of practice that's going to keep the consistency in your life while your life tends to go in waves of ups and downs. What that's basically going to do is help neutralize the peaks and valleys of your ups and downs. It's going to make your life a little more consistent, feel like it's more in the flow. And I think everybody has experienced at least once in their life the flow state. So you know what that feels like when you're just there, when it's working and things seem effortless. Doesn't mean you're not going to still have challenges or issues to deal with, but you can flow with them. You can find a way to meet those challenges and then become happy. Remember, because happiness is meeting real life challenges, solving real life problems. All right, so last chance at people saying hi. Breathwork really helps clear my mind and body before meditating. Thanks, Fiona. And so you are a good example of what I was just saying. Take breathwork first, clear your mind and body, and then sit down and meditate. And that meditation can go that much deeper and be that much more effective. All right, so before we leave, I want to mention again, for those who came on late, book Shit the Moon Said by Jerry Powell, the CEO here. There's a contest going on that if you get this book, take a picture of yourself with it, put it on Facebook or Instagram, write a little testimonial about it, and then hashtag it with Shit the Moon Said. I'll put that hashtag right here now just for right in the comments so you know exactly what it looks like. And that's how you are going to potentially win a free trip to Rythmia. You just have to get yourself here, but then everything else is free. All right, so and we already forgot who was our winner already. Where'd she go? Amira just, or Amira. Sorry, Amira just won, and so she's coming at the end of May. Jeff got my book too. Excellent, Jeff. Did you read my chapter yet? Craig says thanks. And Mad Monkey, thanks for your time. Looking forward to having you down here soon, Mad Monkey. And so until next time, our Christian Minson signing off. If you do come to Rythmia, definitely introduce yourself and let me know what you liked about these Rythmia Lives. If you want to continue this conversation with me on different levels, just go ahead and friend me on Facebook, R. Christian Minson. Be on Facebook, friend me. But please do me a favor. If you're going to friend me, write a message as well that says, I saw you on the Facebook Live. That's why I'm friending you. Otherwise, I get friend requests from left field and all that, and I'd like to know where people are coming from so I can relate to you in a special way. Okay? Excellent. So until next time, we'll see you here at Rythmia, Costa Rica. Take care.